Hi, my name is Meeah Mazikowski, and I did my senior thesis on the effect of children on female labor force participation in the U.S. Army. So motivation for this paper stems from the fact that despite advancements in gender equality in society and the labor force, men and women are still treated differently. And this primarily comes from the different biological and social implications that children have for men and women. Men don't need to leave the labor force for a brief period when their child is born, nor do they need to face the same social pressure and stigma to stay at home and care for their child. My paper will be using the same-sex instrument found in Angus and Evans' 1998 paper to isolate this impact of children on female labor supply. And I'll be doing that specifically on the US military, a profession that provides equal opportunities, pay, and benefits regardless of an individual's gender. In 2019, Calvin et al. Looked at this negative impact of children, and they hypothesized that in an environment that had gender parity for pay and opportunity, that you would still see this negative impact of children. So my paper uses the military specifically to further isolate this effect of child without those differences in pay and opportunities. The paper is specifically looking at what is the effect of having a child on a female soldier's labor force participation. I do this through a two-stage squares approach using the instrumental variable of are an individual's first two children of the same sex. And this instrument is based upon the principle that individuals have a persistent desire to have mixed-sex child pairings, which means that an individual who randomly has two kids of the same sex is more likely to have an additional child than those who had a mixed-sex child pairing to begin with. So findings in my study show that having an additional child, given that the first two are the same sex, increases the amount of time a woman serves in the military by about 2 years and is statistically significant. It's also quite economically significant, as on average, women serve about 8 years in the military. I also run this same exact methodology for men in the military, just to check, if this is something special about the military or if this is truly this positive impact for children that we haven't seen before. And as you can see in this table, that there isn't a large positive impact for men, which means that there's something specific about the U.S. Army that actually increases the amount of time a woman serves in the military after she has that additional child. So in total, my paper finds this large positive estimate, which hasn't been seen in the literature before. And through further analysis in my paper, I see that having a child at a high childcare cost post actually reduces the effect of the positive effect of children. I also see that the effect of children is largest and most positive for female service members in branches that operate during childcare hours. What this means for policy is that, having the same pay and benefits for women and men could, be a driver of this positive impact. It could also be the fact that increasing the hours of childcare and the subsidies of childcare can also have a positive effect on female labor force participation.